Jemele Hill. Good morning. Good morning, Black Queen, if that's what you are. Let me ask you a series of questions. But I'm going to ask you over on my YouTube channel. Because you said that all weekend I was being violent. So that leads me to believe something is a little off about you. Miss Hill, ma'am. I have children, Miss Hill. And you just lied on me. You on deck.
What's going on, guys? I'm JemeIe. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about Kwame Brown once again. He took aim at Jemele Hill. He took aim at a couple of people: Stephen A. Smith, Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes. And it's for a lot of the disrespect he has seen thrown in his direction for what went on in his career. And there's been some back and forth there, light back and forth there towards Kwame. But today, this morning, he went in on Jemele Hill. Apparently, Jemele Hill had been tweeting about Kwame, and she had been posting this picture with violence, right? And today she had posted, well, I think it was late yesterday, earlier today. Kwame Brown today and yesterday, I guess, chose violence. And that may have set him off. Might have been some other things too. I would say this about Jemele Hill. Jemele Hill, to me, is not one of my favorite people. I do think Jemele Hill does not have a certain amount of respect for melanated men, especially melanated men who are strong-minded. They're not female-led. They're not female-identified. I don't think she likes those type of men. She likes the type of men like her ex-co-host Michael Smith. You know, a guy who is more like her BFF than a guy who is gonna be a man to her. You know, is gonna talk to her like a man should. You know, she even agreed that melanated men were the Caucasian men of the black community, which to me it makes absolutely no sense. But an article was written like that. She agreed with it. And this is the same woman who gets on social media every single day talking about oppression and how melanated people are being oppressed. But she gets on social media and every chance she gets, she takes digs at melanated men because she does not have a certain amount of like or respect for them. Now, she did tweet while he was going in about how, you know, she didn't want any issues with Kwame, and, you know, how she was going to check the tape to make sure that she hadn't said anything about Kwame. But Kwame had time for her, and I was all for it because women like Jemele Hill don't get called out. They don't. For the things that they say, the cringy things that they say, the fact that they go along with the narrative that goes against their people. How they are, you know, their political leanings and their feminism, how it's detrimental to the community. And what Kwame is basically getting at is that a lot of these people are actually doing more harm to us as a people than they are a help to us as a people. They get on TV, they get on radio, and they think that they're speaking for us when really they're just pushing Caucasian liberal talking points, which is what people like Jemele Hill does. And she's never really called out for it because a lot of the men and a lot of the people you would think are quote unquote leaders, they never check on the things that she says, like the things she said about the previous president, and making it seem like, you know, she was hard leaning left and she was going to be sort of like an attack dog for the left. And it doesn't help us as a people when you're being used as an attack dog. And I do think that Kwame thought that she was being antagonistic towards him, you know, tweeting about him, how he's choosing violence. I mean, she's not the only one that was saying that. There were other people on social media, but because of who Jemele Hill is, now I don't know his history with her, but I'm pretty sure he sees her as cringe. She's been cringed ever since she's been on ESPN when she was co-host with Michael Smith. She's just a very cringy, educated, melanated woman who I don't think really has ever been able to fit in with a lot of your average everyday melanated person. So I guess by being woke on social media, she thinks that she's fitting in, and she thinks that she's being a part of what she's never really been a part of, because those are not the social circles that she is in. I'll never forget when I saw her on this reality show and she was on a boat. It was her and a bunch of Caucasian women on a boat. I don't know if it was a yacht or whatnot, and she was one of the only few black there. And I would say, that's her life, man. That's who she is, man. She doesn't really, all this stuff. That's just all talk. It's political theater. None of it is real. It's just a show. It's just, they put that out there so you can support them. That's all it is. She has a woke career, but it's a woke career where she doesn't deal with strong melanated men. She likes to deal with weak, effeminate men who are going to kowtow to her, bow down to her, tell her what she wants to hear. And, Kwame is not that type of person. You know what I'm saying? Now, in response to what Kwame said, she tweeted out, because he went off on her. He definitely went off on her. She said to Kwame Brown, "I said you chose violence. It's an expression from Game of Thrones. I didn't call you violent, please, and thank you." So she didn't want any smoke from him either. But I can understand where he's coming from, because again, nobody calls out people like Jemele Hill. I've made my fair share of videos criticizing her, but nobody with any type of platform or any type of notoriety will say anything about how she conducts herself and how she acts on public platforms and how she's speaking for us, especially the things that she said last year and even so much the year before that, being an attack dog for the far left. And I could see why he's seeing her tweet about him and he's going at her. Now, when I look at what she's saying, that was I personally, feel like she was attacking him? No. But again, we don't know things that he knows, because it seems to me that Kwame knows more than maybe he's been putting out here. He's putting out it now, but he's probably been privy to a lot of information. He knows who's talking to who. So I'm sure that he's just not going at her randomly. I don't think he's going at her randomly. Nobody has energy and smoke for people that they just go at randomly like that. Now you got some very small few that do. Very small few that do. I believe Kwame is saying that he did not choose to be violent. He chose to respond in his own way. And I think that when he saw what Jemele Hill posted, it seemed as if she was basically saying that he just chose to go at them for no reason. And what he's saying is that, no, I did not go at them for no reason. I have a reason. It's not about being violent. It's about being a man and standing up for yourself and saying no more of you putting dirt on my name. And when he saw that she's saying, because she posted it twice, she posted he chose violence one, then she said yesterday and today he chose violence. What he was trying to get to is that he isn't choosing to be violent. He's responding. He's not getting angry. He's not trying to pull up. He's responding the way that he knows how to respond. But see, they're not used to a guy with this strong of a personality basically going out in the media and calling out all these people who are propped up on these platforms. They're not used to a guy like Kawhi who can get all this attention, can gain all these new supporters. His views have gone up astronomically. His subscriptions have gone up. His follows on social media have gone up because people are sick and tired of this go along to get along BS. This we're only gonna call out these people or that people, and they mainly only call out melanated men. And he brought up something very interesting, Kwame. He said that when Chad Wheeler did what he did to his melanated girlfriend, to his black girlfriend, a lot of those people didn't say nothing. It took pulling teeth to get Jemele Hill to respond. And she tried to act like she was busy. But meanwhile, you have this Caucasian NFL player smacking up his girlfriend, and a lot of people were silent. A lot of people didn't want to say nothing. But if it was a melanated man, they would drag him through the mud, because it's easy. It's easy to drag a melanated man through the dirt. It's easy. It's easy. And I think that is the main thing he's getting at. He's going at all these people because he wants to show and prove a point that people like Jemele Hill, Stephen A. Smith, Steven Jackson, they only go at melanated men. They have all this smoke for melanated men, but they say nothing about when these Chad Wheeler situations. And I said this, I was very vocal about how Jemele Hill seemed like she was indifferent. Like she didn't care what happened to that young lady up there in Seattle, right? But she got all this smoke from melanated men. All those feminists on Twitter was quiet when this Chad Wheeler situation happened because there was no black man to blame. They need a black man to blame. They need a villain. Or they need somebody like Kwame Brown who's going to be real and is going to call them out and have them scared. They are literally scared of Kwame Brown. This is a guy who didn't have a big platform. This is a guy that these people are calling a bust, a bad player, right? Blame Jordan for believing in you, but Jordan actually didn't believe in him. But they're all scared of this guy. You even have Jemele Hill basically begging him to not go at her. And he's just one guy. He's not sitting on no platform. He's on his own channel. He's on his own Instagram. And because of how real he's been able to show himself and the talent, the natural God-given talent that he has to speak and to be himself and not be fake and fraudulent, he's been able to basically expose how fake these people really are.